show up for God, and God will show up for you in miraculous ways. Today, I have a quote by Henri Nouwen, and he said, "Compassion asks us to go where it hurts, to enter into places of pain, to share in brokenness, fear, confusion, and anguish. Compassion challenges us to cry out with those in misery, to mourn with those who are lonely, to weep with those in tears. Compassion requires us to be weak with the weak, vulnerable with the vulnerable, and powerless with the powerless. Compassion means full immersion into the condition of being human." And this certainly had me thinking a lot about compassion and what it really means. And he defined it and explains it so well. It means being able to connect with somebody in their pain. And then I started thinking, well, how would somebody be able to connect with somebody in their pain if they've never been through that themselves? Like the loss of an animal, your dog, your cat, whatever that animal is, that is so painful when that happens. You've had this unconditionally loving being in your presence for however long. It could be very short, it could be very long, and it doesn't matter the length of time that they were there. They were there and they were fully loving, innocent, compassionate. Those animals are so precious. And unless you've connected with an animal at that level and then had that animal pass on for one reason or another, how can you understand the pain that that person's going through? And then I thought about 12-step programs and why are they so successful? Because there's people in the 12-step programs that have been before the people that are new to the meetings. They've figured out how to do life. They figured out how to do life on life's terms. They've been in pain. They were suffering. They went to a room where other people had recovered from the suffering. They went to a room where they heard the courage and the strength and the hope that they too could recover from that suffering. So they're in a room full of compassionate people that have been through what they've been through before. They understand at that very deep level that Henri was talking about here. They've actually walked in those shoes, so they know how painful it can get, how devastating it can get. And they also share their courage and their strength and give people hope that they will be able to recover from whatever it is. And I think about, when we lose a loved one, whether it's an animal or maybe it's a human being, another human being that we love dearly, and they pass on. How difficult is that? But until you've lost somebody that's close to you like that, until you've lost somebody that's close to you, how could you know the pain? You couldn't possibly until you've experienced it yourself. You could try to imagine it, but it wouldn't be true. What's true is when you've been there before somebody and you know what they're feeling, you know their needs. What I want to encourage you today is, if you've been through something and you have that compassion for another, and you see or hear about somebody going through that same thing, reach out to them. Reach out to them and give them that courage, give them that strength and that hope that this too shall pass. And you will see a new day. And eventually you will get through that pain. And you will be able to get to the other side. It's just a matter of time and healing and taking the steps to honor yourself through the grieving process. Honor yourself and give yourself the grace to take the time that it needs to recover. Well, that's it for today, and I hope you're having a great one. Bye for now.